Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello everybody, welcome along to AOR Apex Online Racing. This is Season 5 for Oceania on the Xbox One platform, and today we're at Spielberg, Austria for the Austrian Grand Prix of the Red Bull Ring, which made its appearance back in 2014 at the start of the hybrid era and has seen some fantastic battles, including one during the last few laps of the real-life Austrian GP this year between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, and that was where Verstappen took a very popular victory for his home crowd. Let's have a look at the track. Austria is 4.3 kilometers long with 10 corners, making it the shortest track on the whole Formula 1 calendar, with laps closer to the 1 minute range. And there's 3 DRS zones for overtaking opportunities, one on the start-finish straight, one through turn 2 and turn 3 up the hill, and then going into turn 4 going down the hill. 3 compiler tyres available as always. We've got the softs, the mediums and the hards, and we also have the wet tyres just in case they need to be used. My name's AOR Charlie, and I'll be bringing you the live coverage of the AOR Hype Energy Austrian Grand Prix for Oceania. And for me, this is my favourite track on the whole Formula 1 calendar because it feels so smooth to drive. It's got high-speed corners and very quick lap times, like I said, close to the 1 minute range. And unfortunately, Fens can't make it today. So join me in the commentary box for what feels like an eternity ago since we last commentated is Jess. Welcome back, Jess.
Hello Charlie, glad to be in the commentary box once again for Oceania, which has been a very long time. And I've got to agree with you, Charlie. Austria is pretty much a driver's favourite circuit and one of our favourite circuit as well, due to the fact that the DRS zones are so powerful on this track, and also with the varying strategies as well. Last season was where we saw the threat of rain in the race. It did come, but not enough for the top guys to pit onto the intermediate tyres, with HO managing the wet part of the stint absolutely perfectly on the last few laps, and he was able to convert his pole to a win with Warden in P2 and also Fens in P3. It'll be interesting to see if we'll see something similar today, Charlie.
Yeah, it was very close last season. Hopefully we'll get some more battles like that in today's race. So let's have a look at the constructors. The Drivers' Championship, sorry. So New Zealand Ryan is on 196 points. He's already basically at 200 points to his name after round 8. Round 8. So just think about the amount of points that he could actually be getting at the end of the season. That's going to be amazing if he can convert that into I don't know how many points he can get right now, but he's in first for Ferrari, and Hugo's in second now on 78 points with Always AFK in P3. Warden's dropped down to P4 because he couldn't make it last season. He actually can't make it today, so he might even drop down a few more points. We've got RBR in P5 for Toro Rosso on 62 points with Top Banter for Mercedes in P6. Matt Laggy Person in 7th for Ferrari on 39 points, and he's joint points with Poms to the Win in 8th. Is that Matt in 9th and Master Berserk in 10th for McLaren. In 11th is Rain HC for Renault with 28 points, and I'm Death Bro for Mercedes with 26. Derek Kidd in P13 with Chicane in 14th. VSR Roscoe in 15th on 9 points with Bazooka in 16th. And still Ikaros, Conrad Straight and Icarus not. Oh no, wait, sorry, excuse me. Icarus actually got 1 point. So now it's only Conrad Straight and Icarus with no points to their name. Looking at the constructors. Ferrari has got 235 points to their name with Toro Rosso in second. So again, Ferrari just dominating the field at the moment. Almost, actually, there is over 100 points difference between Ferrari and Toro Rosso, with Haas in third, Mercedes in fourth, with McLaren in fifth, and just behind there is Racing Point in sixth, Renault with 51 points, Alfa Romeo in eighth, Red Bull in ninth, and finally Williams has got 1 point to their name, so that's a start for them. So let's go down to the track for qualifying. We've got 14 minutes left, so we have done pretty well with timing. We got a lot of qualifying to get through. Top Banter currently on provisional pole with a 1.4.5, and then Alan Hugo 1,000th behind Top Banter there with a 104.522. So that's an incredible lap time for those two. New Zealand Ryan, who's currently out on the medium compound tyres, so he's coming through turn 4, now going down the hill, taking it in second gear for the turning in. Now I think this is Ryan's favourite track as well. I remember him saying that to me a few days ago, so we were expecting him to be up the order, I guess, with these mediums, because he's done a lot of running on this track before. Going into turn 7 and into turn 8, a little bit wide for the Ferrari driver, but I think he should be able to carry on here. He's the only driver who hasn't set a lap time at the moment, going into the penultimate corner of turn 9, going into turn 10 before opening up the DRS for the final time, clipping the curb on the left hand side and running up to the line, and it's invalidated. Actually, it looks like it was a 106.5 anyway, so looks like he's going to go out for another lap. But just looking at the time so far, we got the whole top 7 on the softs, and then we got Rain in the mediums. So do you know anything about the strategy today?
Yes, and there was a few people in the chat asking if it was a medium tyre quali, basically, pretty much, knowing that a lot of people might go on the soft. It kind of is, to be honest. It's kind of a mixture of tyres of what you can go on. We've seen a lot of people on softs at the moment. Usually on other tracks, we think it's going to be a race due to that, but the softs can last around here more than other tracks. I think they took it a step harder compared to what we saw last season, where we saw the ultra soft tyres don't last very well at all. The softs can last longer this season, so I think a majority of, basically I think New Zealand Ryan and Alan Hugo, I think will probably go for the softs at some point, but that's probably why Ryan is getting a few laps on the mediums first, and why not many people on the hards. I would expect people to take it to around about, I think between laps 9 to 12 is potential for the people on the softs to go on the medium, the hards, and then lap 15 is where we'll see people go on the soft to mediums. And if they want to start on the mediums, they will do mediums to hard, and they will pit roughly about lap 13. So yeah, it's kind of a mixture actually. So I wonder if any of these guys would opt for the alternate strategy on the mediums, or will most people go on the softs?
Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting there. I just saw Ryan go into P10 with a 105.5 on the medium, so he's actually behind Rain, and Rain's also on the medium, so both those guys looking quite close. And actually in the past few races, those guys have been battling quite a bit for position, so this could be quite interesting between those two, considering they're on exactly the same strategy. We've got that laggy person, Ryan's teammate as well, thinking about going on the mediums. He's only 4/10 behind Ryan at the moment. RBR on the hards, and Aikawas in P14. There's that Matt, looks to be coming out on track on an outlap. He's actually gone on the medium compound tyres now, so he's thinking about trying to improve on the slower compound tyre, because his fastest lap is on the mediums at the moment. And we still got the whole tops. Actually, no, Via's always AFK, I think, just improved. Yes, she did. P4, she goes on the softs with a 104.7. And she's 2/10 behind Pom's the winner at the moment, who again is on the softs. But was there someone? Yeah, let's have a look at, is that Matt? Do you want to take us on board with a lap, Jess, with Matt?
Oh, let me just find it. There we go. So we go past the Niki Lauda corner, as it's newly named after the unfortunate passing from Niki Lauda early on this year, which is, I think, a good tribute, I must say. So now we're going to the kink of turn 3, 2 into turn 3. Go into second gear, I think, at this corner, because if you go higher than that, then you're probably not going to make the corner at all. Now going into the second DRS straight and down the hill into turn 4. Going up to the left-hand side here as we approach turn 4 here, down the hill, and then approaching just a very short turn 5. Always that Matt had a little bit of a slide there going into that corner, so that's not going to help him at all. Now approaching turn 6 into turn 7. He's going to try and get to the right-hand side if possible to get the best possible exit. And then he's going to go past into potentially turn 8 going to the downhill section of the Fanatic Bridge, as I like to call it. And oh, looks like he's going. I thought he was going to the pits there. Oh, he is. Oh, damn it!
There he is.
My first hot lap back, and he just done that. Typical Alpha.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel, Jess, when you're behind the scenes, and then I'm just commentating on something that doesn't even need to be commentated on. But Rain actually improves now to 4.2, and he's actually got on the soft. So he's just completely stuffed his medium run, Matt. So yeah, we saw Matt go into the pit lane on the medium, so maybe he just doesn't want to run on that, because looking at everyone's times and tyres, I think there's a lot of people wanting to go on the softs at the moment, but we're only 8 minutes in, so things can change, but the times look pretty quick. So yeah, softs could actually be the case here. Softs to hard, softs to mediums, we'll have to see, but I think yeah, Ryan's going out on the softs as well. Bazooka is the only one on track on the medium compound tyres now, so that could be quite interesting to see where he goes with that, but we'll probably see him go onto the softs later on, because everyone else, literally everyone else, is on the soft compound tyres.
Bazooka's hit the wall in turn 4. That I think is,
oh dear.
That is well, turn 3 going into turn 4, and that's really compromised his run, and I think he's got a bit of damage there as well on his right front wing. So yeah, that's not going to help him at all. Surely, Charlie, he has to go on the soft tyres now if he wants to improve his time. There's no way he's going to go on those mediums.
Yeah, so I guess that's a way to just not qualify on the mediums. So he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. Ryan's actually coming past Bazooka now, and he's on the soft compound tyres, and he's on a hot lap. 6/10 up on his lap time at the moment, running a little bit wide there out of turn 8, heading into turn 9 of the penultimate corner, just before the 50-meter marker. That's your turning in point before going into the final corner. Missing the apex a little bit there from Ryan. That could cost him a few tenths. Out of VOS up to the line, he only goes P5 with a 1.4.6, but I think he should be able to improve on that lap time later on. A few mistakes on that lap, a little bit scruffy, but I think he should just put another set of soft combat tyres on, and then we'll see where he goes with that, as there's a few yellow flags. As that's, oh my god, VSL Vosco arms off at turn 8 there. It was squirmy for like 200 yards there. So I think he'll have to box at the end of this lap, because those tyres, they're quite done there. Yeah, there he goes. So 6 minutes 40 left. Bazooka into the pit lane. He's going to change his front wing. Is there anyone else out on track on a hot lap? I don't think so. No, it doesn't look like it. But Alan Hugo, I think, is about to start one. Yeah, he is about to start one as he comes to the final corner. So opening up the DRS, and he's going to start his lap here. So he's actually P2 at the moment. So he's 2 tenths behind Rain, and I think Rain's a pretty decent lap time there. Maybe we'll see a few drivers into the 103s and talk about Rain. He was just on the right hand side there, giving Alan Hugo a little bit of slipstream going into turn 3, just before the 100-meter marker. Takes it in first gear for the turning in, early as you possibly can on the power, opening up the DRS for the second time on this hot lap before approaching turn 4, just after the 100-meter marker. Now takes it in second gear for the turn. We've seen a lot of drivers take second gear just for turning in, the short shifting up to third for the traction before going into the blind left-hander of turn 6 again after the 50-meter marker, going a little bit wide to clip the curve on the right, and again through turn 7 into turn 8, the curve on the left, and approaching the really tricky double right-hander, the penultimate corner and the final corner. Takes it in 5th and going into the final corner, now clipping that apex and running a little bit wide before opening up the DRS, and up to the right. Can Alan Hugo improving his 4.4? He can, but it was invalidated, I think it was. He actually set up 4.0. I have no idea where he invalidated that. He could have invalidated at turn 9. He might have turned in a little bit too early or a little bit too late there, but it looks like he'll have to pit and maybe go on another set, Jess.
Yeah, I've noticed when I was watching other leagues as well, turn 8, 9 and 10 is a common corner to invalidate your lap just at the last second. So we'll watch out if any of those guys do the same, because that could cost your lap, as Islam Matt almost did the same thing then, going towards the final corner. But I think he improves though to 1:04.720, so he goes into P10. So I'm guessing the track limits are a bit lenient there, and guess he didn't hit that bump and he didn't gain much of an advantage. So all the times are pretty close already, and I think the times will be slower than last season, obviously due to the game being a lot slower than 2018. But I think based on the times at the moment, we will see someone go to the 103s. I think maybe Ryan or Alan Hugo, maybe, or even Rain could pull off a surprise.
Oh, there we go. Rain with a 4.2, so he's improving. Ever so slight. I can't remember what was his lap time before. It must have been a very slight improvement because I think he did actually set a 104 before. Yeah, it was a 104.2, sorry. But yeah, he's just improved a little bit there. That laggy person also improved up to position 3, right down at P7. So it's not really where we normally see Ryan, but he should be. What did I say? Did I say P7?
Yeah, you said P7.
What did I say?
P9.
I meant P9. I'm very sorry. P9. I don't know where I got 7 from, but yeah, he's down in P9 and he should be coming out on track shortly. He's going to be on a brand new set of tyres. Palms the win in 7.2, always AFK in 6th position. So everyone with pretty decent lap times so far. And we got Rain, we got Laggy Person, we got Top Banter who's out on track at the moment. Kyle 6 to be on a lap. He's currently 2 tenths up on his current lap, actually 3 tenths up as he comes through the sector 2 split, going into turn 7 and into turn 8. Using up all his ERS before coming into the penultimate corner. Takes it in 6th, nice and smooth from the Williams driver before going into the final corner. He's currently 5 tenths off Bazooka, who's in the position above him. He improves, and he doesn't improve in position. He's only a 10th off now, Bazooka. So he has to try and maybe set another lap there, maybe save his ERS and go again, or he has to somehow pit and then put another set and then go out again. But it's going to be risky for the Williams driver if he wants to do that. 2 minutes 30 left, and I think only driver out on track is Kairos. We've got Bazooka actually, who looks to be going on a lap as well, Jess, I think.
Yeah,
it looks to be like he's going on a lap at the moment as he comes to turn 7 now, 4 tenths up in his lap time. So lots of drivers improving on their laps at the end of the session. Maybe the track's got a little bit warmer as it goes into the penultimate corner, takes it in 6th gear, going into the final corner once again. Maybe a minor corner car. I don't know if he got away with that. I think he might have as he comes across the line. 105. Yeah, he did actually set that lap time there. So it's 105.3. Doesn't improve in position once again. So gaps look to be quite far apart as we approach the 1 minute 30 mark, and this is where all the drivers are basically coming out on track, Jess.
Yeah, it is make or break for some of these drivers, in particular Ryan. We've seen Ryan done a comeback last week in France, but we never used to seeing him up so high, so he needs to improve quite a lot. But already, Charlie, we can see the gaps are so close, probably the closest qualifying we've seen in the world for Oceania. 8 tenths separating the top 12, so literally even P13 as well could get pole as well. So all it takes, Charlie, is just one mistake, and then they won't get higher up. That is going to make the difference, I think.
Yeah, just not setting a lap time at the end of the session could be actually very crucial because the track's so much warmed up. It's so much time that you can gain from this. So really setting a lap time at the end of the session is absolutely crucial. And just looking at these times is going to make things even more interesting and just a bit more pressure on these guys as Rain comes through the first corners. He's going to start his flying lap. All the drivers are coming through the last 3 corners and have to start their lap times too. Bear in mind the track is the shortest track on the Formula 1 calendar, so there could be quite a bit of traffic on some of these guys' lap times. As you can see, going on board with Rain, he's got Bazooka ahead of him as he's getting a little bit of slipstream, then away he goes. We've got New Zealand Ryan, who's coming through the final corner. He's going to start his lap time too. A little bit of pressure on Ryan now. He's currently 9th, so this is really not where we see him, and he's only got 1 lap to improve this. So this needs to be a quick lap from Ryan, but it needs to actually be quite conservative at the same time to make sure he does not corner car and to make sure he gets this lap done and dusted as Rain comes through turn 7 and into turn 8. The checker flag is about to drop. Now, there we go. And I think we just saw an improvement there. Deathbird goes up into P3 there with a 104.4 as we go on board with Rain. Actually, runs very wide there through the final corner, and yeah, he's going on the right hand side, so I don't think he's actually invalidated on that lap time too. Deathbird retiring from the session because he can't improve. Actually, yeah, he can't improve on that lap time. Who else have we got going towards
Alan
we
Hugo.
got Top Banter who actually goes up into P2. Yeah, Alan Hugo coming through the final few corners, through the final corner now, opening up the DRS. Top Banter goes into the front row. Can Alan Hugo take his position off him? He can. Goes into position 2, so he drops Top Banter down into position 3. New Zealand Ryan currently 9th. Can he try and snatch pole position or get himself anywhere near the front? He can. Boom! Out of nowhere, Ryan with a 4.0, and he's snatched pole position off Rain in the final second there. That laggy person, Ryan's teamer. Can he do anything about it? 2, opening up the DRS, crossing the line, weaving across the line, so I don't think he did anything about that, and that actually is the final qualifying results. Ryan from 9th up into 1st. I don't think there was a lot of pressure on him then, Jess, because he just smashed out of the park there, 2/10 clear.
I think Ryan didn't want to show his true pace because out of nowhere he improved quite a lot, and it just goes to show how close it is, really. So good job to Ryan. He turned up the Mercedes engine mode, as I would like to call it, but it is equal cars at the end of the day. So I'll go through the standings quickly. So we've got Ryan on pole with Rain in 2nd, Alan Hugo 3rd, Top Banter 4th, I'm Deathbro 5th, that laggy person 6th, Master Berserk 7th, Always AFK in 8th, Poms for the win 9th, Is That Matt 10th, Roscoe Arm 11th, RBR 12th, Ikaya was 13th, Bazooka 14th, and all the field are separated by 1.2 seconds. This is going to be a close race, Charlie.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how close these drivers are, but we'll see what happens in the race. But before we go to main race action, here's a quick little video from our sponsor, Hype Energy. Welcome to the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix, and the drivers are already gone for their formation lap. So, and it looks to be very dry. I did get a message that it is going to be a dry race. 36 laps around Spielberg, Austria, and this is definitely going to be an interesting race because we saw how quick those times were and just how close they were, Jess. So, have a shot in the dark. He's going to win this race.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one, but because New Zealand Ryan has put the position on pole and it's his favourite track, and he was able to put that lap out of nowhere, I think I'm going to say New Zealand Ryan. I think Alan is probably going to be very, very, very close indeed, but I don't know. It's just all it takes is just that one mistake. So I think New Zealand Ryan will take the win, but any positions outside of Ryan, I think it's going to be a close call. So I'm not going to say predictions outside of that because literally anyone could get a podium today.
Yeah, so we got 11th, 12th and 13th, and Roscoe Arabi and Ikaya was on the medium compound tire, so those guys are going to run a little bit longer, maybe go medium softs, that could be a possibility, and Bazooka, who's actually going on the soft, so he wants to try and get past these guys as soon as possible, and then join the rest of the guys on the softs too, as they're already AI controlled, as they approach the grid with Ryan in P1, Rain in P2, Alan Hugo in P3. So these top three are definitely going to be very close. We've seen Rain battle with Ryan a lot recently. Top Banter as well up in P4. Always AFK and RBR, the two Toro Rosso drivers, actually down the order a little bit there. Those guys in second in the constructors. So that's going to be quite interesting to see if those guys can get up the field as well. But Bazooka lines up to his final grid slot. I'm going to get things underway here for round 9 of Austria, as the green flags are waving, and we're going to be looking to the 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go with Ryan on pole position, and he looks to get a pretty decent start alongside Rain and Alan Hugo, as I'm Desperate drops well down the order already, so he doesn't look to get a good start there. Alan Hugo down into P3, Alan Hugo down to P4, and Top Band up into P3, now Master Berserk down in P5 as he watches the battle with Alan Hugo on top. Banter, he gets very close to the gearbox there of Alan Hugo. That could have ended quite badly, but I think he just about dodged that. Laggy person up into 6th on Deathbro, and down into 7th after I think bogging down at the start. We've got Is That Matt and Always AFK going side by side, going into turn 4, locking up on the front right tyres. They're Always AFK around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. She's still there, and she could make the move going into turn 6 down the inside. And she's actually still there because Is That Matt is not giving up this position going into turn 7. They're still going to go side by side. No, they're not. So Is That Matt is going to hold on to that position 4 now as Ryan comes through the penultimate corner. He still leads the way there with Rain in P2. Top Banter's got himself up into P3, and Anna Hugo dropped down to P4 in that start. So great start from Ryan, great start from Rain, but Top Banter up into P3, Jess.
Not many major incidents that we've seen in the opening lap in Austria, which is good to see, because last week we saw so much happening, and we questioned some of the drivers on what happened, but I think they've learnt their lessons, I think, from last week, and they are starting to produce a much better racing that we've seen so far as well. Points for the win is closer to Always AFK than Always AFK is to Matt as well, so if Always AFK doesn't get a move on, then Points for the win can pounce as we go through the downhill, as he's going to try and make a move. Now RBR is getting close up as well, so I'm guessing the two or so teammates are going to be working closer together right now as they go through the early stages of the race, as they're on different strategies though, so RBR probably will be helping Always AFK try to close the gap a little bit more, so hopefully RBR will close up a little bit. Bazooka making his way past Kiowa's up into P13 at the moment, but not much change up the front at the moment as Ryan still leads, but Poms for the win really needs to get that move done now.
Yeah, so Poms the win down in P10. Always AFK is just ahead of him as he goes into turn 1. Top Banter with the first time penalty of the session. Oh, okay. Laggy Post with the second penalty of the session there. So both of those guys with 3 seconds worth of penalties, as Always AFK in P9 as well. She tried to get past Matt on the first lap. That was a very close battle that we saw between those two. So maybe a little bit of foreshadowing for the rest of the race. We could see a little bit of battles for those guys. That laggy person is going to try to go around the outside of Master Berserk going into turn 4 down the hill, and Master Berserk still holds on to that position. So good defensive driving from the McLaren driver so far. Ryan's already 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds now ahead of Rain. Top Banter's only just behind Rain now, so it looks like those guys are going to be in for a battle too, and Anna Hugo joining in the battle for P2. So those three are definitely going to be locked in battle for what looks to be quite a lot of the Grand Prix, as Master Berserk now gets a 3-second time penalty. So time penalty is already dropping in, Jess, and we're only on lap 4. So Rain's actually made a slight mistake there, and he's actually got a little bit wide, and our Top Banter is going to try and take the advantage of that. He does so. Up into P2 he goes. Can Alan Hugo maybe take advantage of this too? As Alan Hugo pulls to the inside, Rain blocks that. He goes to the inside himself. And now Top Banter has to leave the space. Rain can't get past. And now Alan Hugo's got the DRS. Rain has got the DRS too as they head down the hill towards turn 4. Rain has to go defensive. So now Alan Hugo has to try to go around the outside of the Renault as Rain puts his car in the middle of the track, so Alan Hugo can't get past as Rain drops down into P3. So that slight mistake out of turn 1 costed him a position there, Jess. Sorry to just cut you off there, but Rain dropped down to P3 now.
Yeah, I think due to the fact that he was pushing on his tyres, I think a little bit too harder than he would normally do. That's probably what costed him a little bit, as these softs, they're meant to last until, if you want to go onto the medium tyres, they're meant to last to about lap 13 to 15, and I think at this rate Rain might be forced to go on the hard tyre strategy, and as laggy person spun I think somewhere in turn 9, and I think Roscoe Arm's gone off as well. He's into the gravel. Oh my word!
No.
As laggy person is out of the session then. I think he got collected with, I think, was it the Red Bull or Bazooka, I think it was, and that is one Ferrari's race over. So that was an anti-climax for him, but Is That Matt is going to try and make a move past Always AFK for position 7. Always AFK shuts the door on Is That Matt, and I think, is he going to hold on? I think Is That Matt is going to get DRS. Yes, he is. Going down the hill, then going towards turn 4. Is he going to get the outside? Oh, they almost made contact a little bit there. Hopefully Always AFK hasn't got any damage herself, but and Poms the win is going to join the party as well. He's going to try and go around the inside, but he backs off just a little bit there. My oh my, so much action happening in the space of a lap.
Yeah, I was just looking back at the replay of that. It looked like I think it was Voskoam who went off at the final corner, and then Laggy Person was trying to get past him, and then Voskoam came back on track, so that means Laggy Person had to try to go right to avoid him, and then it was Bazooka who was actually on the inside there, so I don't think Bazooka could have done anything. Maybe a little bit of I don't know. I think Voskoam might have joined the track a little bit dangerously there, but it's hard to tell as there's about actually up at the front, Rain HC and Top Banter going side by side there. So Rain trying to get the position back after the mistake that he made in turn 1 a few laps ago. And look at Alan Hugo with that straight line speed. He can even get past Top Banter here as they nearly go 3 wide going into turn 4, as Rain is going to take that position back off Top Banter. But yeah, that could be a steward's inquiry that we could be seeing there, Jess, between Laggy Person and Roscoe, and I think it was Bazooka. So that's going to be quite interesting there. I'm not sure we can really put anyone to blame. Maybe Roscoe probably for rejoining the track a little bit dangerously. Bazooka probably couldn't have done anything because he was already on the inside line. So yeah. We'll probably be seeing maybe a few time penalties come in some drivers' ways at the end of the race, or maybe going into the next race, which is Silverstone, I think. Yeah, it is Silverstone. As Top Banter is actually in the slipstream once again. He's got the DRS on Rain HC, so he could actually try and get the position back off Rain exactly the same way that he did it last lap, but I don't think he does so, as Andy Hugo was looking for a little bit of a move there, as he can't make that work, as Master Berserk should be able to catch up quite soon, as these guys are battling quite hard here, as Andy Hugo actually goes down the inside. A late move there from the Haas driver. He's just not he could not make that work there, so Andy Hugo has to drop down to P4 and stay there for a little bit longer, as Matt and now Pomps the win going side by side heading into turn 6. Pomps the win on the inside line, as Matt is going to try hold around the outside again. So Matt really doing well with defensive driving. He did the same to Always AFK on lap 1, so now Matt up into holding P8 now, as Always AFK's teammate RBR is on the back of Pomps to the win. So a lot of battles that we're going to be seeing throughout this whole Grand Prix, it looks like, as Ryan is just basically gone. He's 5.2 seconds ahead of Rain already, as we're looking at Alan Hugo once again, Top Banter, and Rain is Top Banter a little bit squirmy on the exit there, so Alan Hugo could take advantage of that. Both DRS, both have got DRS, as Alan Hugo goes to the outside, then to the inside line as they go into turn 3. Down the inside goes the Haas driver, and I think Alan Hugo has actually made that work better on the traction, as he does make the move there. Top Banter's gonna just dive into the slipstream. Can he actually dive another one down the inside? He does, locking up his front tyres there, as I think there was a little bit of contact between those two, but Alan Hugo makes his way up into position 3, Jess.
Wow, Alan Hugo is making a comeback, I must say, as he's trying to fend off Top Banter. They're probably going to be battling for quite a lot of this race, and they're on the same amount of tyres as well. And this is getting to a point of the race where we'll almost be at the start of the pit window for those people on the softs wishing to go onto the hard tyres. Maybe for those people who are struggling on the soft tyres and want to go on a fresh air rubber for the hards. He's in a run. He's going to hope that he can save his tyres and go onto the mediums, and he does have that advantage. He's 5.4 seconds clear of Rain HC, so he can do that. But guys behind him, they probably need to start conserving a bit whilst they're trying to battle each other to make sure they can go on a set of mediums till the end of the race. We'll just have to wait and see. That's the beauty of going on those soft tyres. You can either do soft to hards or soft to mediums, depending on how long you can get on those tyres. And we've got Alan Hugo side by side with Rain HC. He's going to do the same as he did to Top Banter, as Rain HC tries to cover off on the outside, couldn't make it work, and that is another position from Alan Hugo. He's up to P2, and Rain HC had a bit of a slide there, Charlie.
Yeah, so it looks like Alan Hugo's trying to make up the positions, now up into P2. And next up is Ryan, but Ryan is basically gone already. 6 seconds as Rain is really squirmy there. I just saw that going out of turn 8. So yeah, maybe the softs are actually starting to die a little bit from the front runners, especially the guys who are actually batting all right. As actually, yeah, Top Banter goes into the pit lane, so that is the first person into the pits, as Always AFK joins him. As she dives into the pit lane too. Pomps the win into the pit lane as well, so a lot of positions changing now. Master Berserk up to P4, RBR as what happened there?
That was if it was real life, then they would have collided with each other in the pit lane. But luckily, the Ghost AI, I think, got control of that. Sorry about that, Charlie. But anyway, we've got Top Banter, always AFK, and Pom for the win out of the pits, and they've all gone for a fresh set of the hard tyres. So I think those three have decided that they're not going to last longer on those softs. Pit onto the hards. It will go to the end. No harm done. There was no way they were going to go onto a set of mediums to the end if they were pit now. So right decision for that, as I think Top Banter just got past Kaya for position 9, but it's obviously traffic anyway. So interestingly, the top 5 are staying out. I'm guessing they either want to try the overcut or they want to go on mediums to the end of the race, Charlie.
Yeah, so it looks like Top Banter on the hards, and then we got always AFK on the hards as well. And there we go, Rain into the pit lane now. So what tyres is he going to go on to? Deathbow also going to join in that, promotes Master Berserk up into P3. Alan Hugo and Ryan up at the front. But I'm thinking that some of these soft runners aren't actually doing that bad, because all of the drivers who have pitted have actually been in a lot of battles. So it's all Ryan. He hasn't really had any battles, and he's up at the front, and he's not really struggling that much. If anything, he's pulling away from Alan Hugo. As out of the pit lane we come, and Top Banter gets past Rain HC in the pit stops there. So now Rain is down into P8, and he's on the hards 2. Kairos is still in the mid pack, and he's on a set of tyres who hasn't been in the pit at the moment, so he's going to have to pit later on. But the whole top 6 yet to pit, so that basically puts Top Banter in a provisional second, depending on where the rest of the drivers come out on track after their pit stops. But Rain is just behind Top Banter, so that could be quite interesting with those when those guys pit. As Master Berserk now goes into the pit lane, and Hugo and Ryan both staying out, so those guys really aren't struggling too much there on those soft compound tires. Master Berserk into the pit lane, as he's probably going to be putting on the hard compound tires. Actually, no, the medium compound tires. So yeah, he's actually the only driver who's got onto the medium compound tires on his second stop here. So those guys, Alan, Hugo and Ryan, probably thinking about going onto the mediums. That's why they're staying up for so long, as that's the Renault of Rain HC and Top Banter once again going at it here, as they got onto the second DRS straight. Rain's got the DRS on Top Banter, as Top Banter's going to try and go defensive here. He does so, but Rain has to actually lift off a little bit there, because Top Banter was in the middle of the track and he didn't know where he was going to go. As Deathbow could be losing the position to always okay as they go into turn 3. Contact between those two, and I think Deathbow is actually going to get ahead of Always okay the process of that. So Deathbow up into position 8, as Rain is still on the back of Top Banter. So a lot of battles that we're just trying to keep up with, Jess. But interestingly, Berserk on the mediums, and we'll probably be seeing Rain and Alan Hugo on the Ryan and Alan Hugo going on the mediums too.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a lap too early for Master Berserk, because I was expecting people, if they were to go onto the mediums, to pit around the end of lap 13, and Master Berserk hasn't done that. He pitted on the end of lap 12, so he's got a mountain to climb, I must say, but he's going to hope that the ones on the hards are going to die a little bit, and he's going to hope the likes of Alan Hugo and Ryan that go onto the mediums start to die towards the end as well. But New Zealand, Ryan and Alan Hugo, they're going to have fresher rubber compared to everybody else, and on softer tyres as well, so they're going to have a huge advantage. We've got Rain and Top Banter going at it once again into turn 3. It's just never ending for these two at the moment, as I'm liking Rain's helmet that he's chosen for today, as Top Banter is going down the hill there. Good straight line speed for the Mercedes driver. For those of you that weren't watching the Japanese Grand Prix, they work out Crown Constructors Champions in real life, so it looks like Top Banter is trying to replicate that. And we've got a spinner. Is that? No, it's not. Is that, man?
Oh,
it's Roscoe Arm.
It's Roscoe.
In turn 4, just at the start of turn 5, I think. So, yeah, not been a good race for the Alpha boys at the moment, in particularly Roscoe Arm, but we can't catch our breath, Charlie.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, as we've got the whole top 2 actually pitting now. So we've got Ryan, who's going on the mediums, and Hugo on the mediums too. So those guys are going to join Master Berserk's strategy here, as we've got Rain, who's on the back of Top Banter. But where are these guys going to come out on track? I think Top Banter could actually jump Alan Hugo in the process, and he does so. So now Top Banter is past And then Hugo, Master Berserk actually going to get past Alan Hugo as well. So Alan Hugo dropping positions from the undercut. And now Rain is diving down the inside of the Mercedes of Top Banter going into turn 3. And I think he actually makes that. He does make that. So Rain up into P3, Top Banter in P4. Master Berserk jumps Alan Hugo. So now Master Berserk is in prime position here to actually gets really close to Top Banter. He's in prime position to actually take P2. If he gets past Top Banter and Rain, because he's on the softer compound tyre, but Alan Hugo's still there. So this is definitely going to be an interesting battle. We've got the two drivers on the hards, and we've got the two drivers on the mediums, and we've got Ryan just gone. So this is going to be a quite interesting battle here, Jess.
Yeah, I think Ryan has played that strategy perfectly. He's already eating time onto RBR on an older set of mediums, which is what to be expected at the moment, I think. And we're seeing more penalties as Top Banter has got one as well. So I think they are starting to make a few mistakes at the moment, but not as much as last week, as we see more people trying for moves. And Master Berserk, we thought it was going to be a gamble strategy for him, but he's working out very well as he went in on the grass a little bit there. That's not going to help his tyres, as he's going to have a run on Top Banter going into turn 3. He's going to get the DRS into turn 4 due to this. So they almost made contact again. Master Berserk gets to the outside, and Top Banter, he closed the door again and he stays P4, but is he going to try once again on Master Berserk? As Master Berserk, that was almost anything disaster, but Master Berserk managed to keep it together and he's in P4 already. So, but I think Top Banter might challenge him towards the end of this race when the medium tyres start to degrade. But looks like Top Banter is not giving up on those hard tyres, Charlie.
Yeah, wow, Master Berserk is really, really wanting to go for it. Thing is, he needs to get past Top Banter as quickly as possible. Then he puts a car between himself and Alan Hugo as he hits the back of Top Banter there. Top Banter making a slight mistake coming through the final corner, and then Master Berserk hits the back end of him. So now Alan Hugo gets past Master Berserk. And that is so unfortunate because that wasn't really Master Berserk's fault. He might actually have a little bit of front wing damage as well. Hopefully he doesn't, because that was not Master Berserk's fault at all, as Top Banter goes to the inside as he tries to defend from Alan Hugo into turn 3. Top Banter holds on to P4 then, and Hugo down into P5. Master Berserk, so unfortunate, but he's still in this. He just needs to catch back up to Alan Hugo and hopefully get past Top Banter when, if Alan Hugo actually gets past, as he tries to go around the outside, going into turn 4, a little bit squirmy once again from the Haas driver. So I think Alan Hugo will have to wait a little bit longer. And actually Master Berserk has caught up, so it wasn't the end of the world there, but it just means that Alan Hugo has now got the advantage on Master Berserk as they head towards turn 9 now, as Alan Hugo tries to go to the inside, but he actually backs out from that, thinking quite smart there. He doesn't want to end his race just there, as Top Banter again not with the greatest run coming through the penultimate corner into the final corner now. So Alan Hugo has got a DRS on Top Banter, but Top Banter still got that DRS as well as they go into turn 1. And Rain has actually not got the greatest exit either. He hasn't got any DRS, so that could be a little bit of a problem from him, as Top Banter tries to go to the inside line. So Alan Hugo has to do the long way round going into turn 3. And Alan Hugo still has to stay behind Top Banter. A very good defensive drive we've seen from quite a lot of these guys so far. But Alan Hugo with a better run on Top Banter. Top Banter again goes defensive. Alan Hugo has to try do it the long way around once again, as he tries to do the under and over on Top Banter. It might actually work here because he's got such a good run compared to Top Banter. Down the inside maybe? No, he doesn't. He's going to back out there. So Top Banter, very, very good defensive driving. I'm Deathman, always AFK going out of here as they go side by side going into turn 6, as I'm Deathman's on the outside there. A little bit of contact, and I think always AFK has to back out from there. She drops into P8 of New Zealand run in the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Alan Hugo going to try and get past Top Banter once again, as Ryan actually gets past RBR, as RBR hasn't pitted yet. He's been on these tyres for 17 laps, but he's going to be on the soft compound tyres at the end of the Grand Prix, so he's going to be mighty quick and maybe challenging some of the guys at the front, as Rain gets a 3-second time penalty from that. Once again, Jess, and Hugo looks to be going for it.
Yeah, he is. He's going up it again, and he's going to try and get past Top Banter now, but just Top Banter just has that much better run, I think.
Yeah, this is getting really close between those two. Always AFK and Deathbow. Also going out to here. Actually, Always AFK gets past Deathbow going into turn 3. So after that slight little bit of contact that Always AFK gets past. But now Deathbow wants to get past Always AFK once again going into turn 4. He pushes Always AFK off the track, and that's caused a lot of gravel to go onto the track there. So Always AFK down into P9. So those guys having a little bit of contact for the last few laps. That could be quite interesting to see from the stewards. Maybe, I don't know, there could be quite a few stewards inquiries we could be seeing at the end of the race. Alan Hugo, he's got a better run on Top Banter than he has before. Top Banter is going to try and go defensive. We see Alan Hugo's actually disabled his DRS because he had to brake there to avoid hitting the back of Top Banter. So now Top Banter could actually be making the move on no, sorry, Alan Hugo could actually try and go around the outside again of Top Banter here. He's a lot closer than he has been before, as Top Banter breaks a lot later, so Alan Hugo has to try and go do the under and over once again, which we've seen him do quite a lot in the past. Top Banter, he goes defensive again, so Alan Hugo again round the outside with the Mercedes going into turn 4, as he still can't get past because Top Banter's just always taking the inside line here, Jess. So Alan really needs to take the inside line himself and just take advantage of that. Otherwise, he just can't get past, can he?
No, I think he's been taking the same lines all the time, hoping that Top Banter would take a different line on approach. But I think if he doesn't take a different line, he's gonna possibly stay behind Top Banter, which is not where he wants to be, especially on those medium tyres. We've seen that in the real life Grand Prix, where we've seen so many drivers getting held up on those medium tyres, which has eaten so much into tyre wear. Alan Hugo is in the same position right now as he's trying to close in. As I wonder if Alan Hugo is going to learn from his mistakes and try and get the outside line. No, he takes the same line again. But I wonder, is Top Banter going to cover him off? Oh, there's a bit of argy-bargy. Oh, we've got Mouse Berserk that's gone off in turn 3. As he was trying it, he was almost going to be 3 wide there. But 3 wide in turn 3 does not mix, Charlie. As Top Banter now is in P5 and Alan Hugo is in P4, but looks like Top Banter's going to have a go once again, and he almost ducks again, but this time I think Alan Hugo's going to have the advantage. No, he hasn't. It's Top Banter. What a move from Top Banter here, and he's up into P4. I think Alan Hugo really needs to step up his game, because on the attack, Top Banter does it.
Wow, Top Banter's actually doing so well right now. He's got the defensive line every single time Alan Hugo wants to get past, so that's a tick in the checkbook there. But then when Alan Hugo actually gets past, then Top Banter just casually does it around the outside going into turn 4. So that's another check. Top Banter's actually beasting it right now, and he could, if he gets past Rain HC, then he's got a lot of clean air to catch back up, because this is essentially the battle for the podium, because RBR has not pitted just yet. And look at that, Alan Hugo's 6/10 behind Top Banter, so now it's Top Banter's time to get past Rain HC. Bear in mind, Alan's actually on the medium, so theoretically he should be able to get past Top Banter, but Top Banter does such a good job. So yeah, like I think Jared said, yeah, Alan Hugo needs to like bait it and then just, what did he say? Alan needs to bait on the outside and last minute throw up the inside. I've seen quite a few drivers do that in the past, but it's just a bit risky, because if he does that, then Top Banter could just have the inside, and then maybe Alan Hugo just goes into a gap which just isn't there. So it's just down to Alan Hugo. If he really wants to get past Top Banter, he needs to just start to be a little bit more aggressive here. As Alan actually tries, looks to the inside line going into the penultimate corner, but he backs out from that one because that would have just ended badly. Going into the final corner, and I think Alan Hugo is just going to have to hold on a little bit there. But Master Berserk is 2.4 seconds after that little incident going into turn 3. But with all that battling up ahead, he should be able to catch up in the next few laps to come. Alan Hugo, here he goes. He's going to try go around the outside once again of the Mercedes driver. But this time, can he actually make it work? Because he brakes very late, but Top Banter brakes even late. But this time, Alan Hugo's actually still there compared to when he was behind the Mercedes driver in the slipstream. So now he's right alongside the Mercedes driver heading into turn 4. Who's going to brake the latest there? Top Banter brakes very late as he does the under and over. And this time, Alan Hugo could have the better run, but he doesn't. Top Banter now goes defensive once again, so Alan Hugo has to go around the outside, but he still can't make it. So Top Banter doing a really good job on there. He's squirming at the exit. He made a slight mistake there. So now Top Banter actually loses the position to Alan Hugo. So you could just see that slight mistake there could cost him the position. So Alan Hugo up into position 4. But with all that battle that I've seen and all that great driving from Top Banter, he should. I think he could be able to get back past. But he made a mistake going into the final corner. So maybe not now, as the RBR pits. So he's going to go onto the soft compound tyres. And Rain up into P2, Anna Hugo up into P3. So now Anna Hugo could actually be getting past Rain XC in the process. And look, to the outside line he goes on the Renault driver, and he makes it work. 2 positions in basically 1 lap there. And he's passed Rain XC and past Top Banter, which was giving him a lot of problems there. So Anna Hugo, that is a great lap that he's just done there, Jess.
Yeah. Alan Hugo's learned from his mistakes and he's capitalised on Top Banter, and he's like, see you later, I want P2 back, and that is what's going to happen. And Alan Hugo is Ryan's nearest challenger in the championship, and if he wants to stay in that fight, he's really got to close up and get consistent podiums, and that is what he's doing. Even though Ryan is in no man's land at the moment, 14.4 seconds clear of Alan Hugo already. So, yeah. It's his favourite track, and it's what's meant to be. We've got yellow flag in set to 3, but it's not telling me which it is. So I'm guessing someone's had a little off and then they come back on the circuit again. But yeah, I think the main action is happening from, I think, P2 downwards, and then we've got Ryan out of nowhere. Also, we've got Kyle Wars, who's not having the best of races. Neither has Bazooka or Roscoe Arm down there as well. But I think we've got someone trying to lap by Kyle Wars, I think, in the Williams. So I think that's Master Berserker, I think. He's the other, yeah, he is. It's Master Berserker. Yep. So, yeah. So he's already a lap down. I think Roscoe Arm won't be that far behind to be a lap down as well. So, but look at this. We've got Always AFK, and Matt's going to try for a move down towards turn 3. Can Always AFK do it on his lap? Matt will have to wait and see. She's looking very good on the exit, but it's just like Matt just has the better traction, I think, going in towards down turn 4. He's going to get the outside line, and he does it. But is Always AFK going to get the switch back on? Is that Matt will have to wait and see, going towards turn 5 and into turn 6 now. Always AFK, she was so close in that lap, but unfortunately I think she's going to try again. She's not giving up, is she? And we've got this is turning into a title. This is insane for me, Matt and Always AFK. But oh my god, this is just great battling from these two guys. Always AFK with a great move, but Matt responding, not caught napping. He's definitely awake and is able to get past Always AFK. But Always AFK is going to try once again into turn 1. Oh my, it's never ending for these two. Getting a bit squirmy from Always AFK at the moment. I'm keeping an eye on Top Banter as well, but this is where it's at the moment. Always AFK is going to get the DRS, but I think she's a bit too further behind to catch up to Matt at the moment. She could try going into turn 4. I'm guessing she wants a DRS here, because this is where we'll see the most overtaken going into turn 4, as she's got the ERS mode up to 5, and now she's back down to 0. She's got a little bit on the corner, and yeah, I think that's his battle over for now. But those two, sensational driving for the pair of them, Charlie.
Yeah, that was Always AFK's move. That was insane. She went like to the outside into turn 4, then into turn 5, and turn 6 still to the outside. She actually made the move, but she let Matt go on where she is actually right now. So I don't know what the case was there. Maybe she thought it was, maybe it was, or maybe she thought it was a little bit unfair. So yeah, I guess a bit of sportsmanship there. But Always AFK is going to try and get past Matt once again, and this time she's looking to do it on the next straight here, because she's got a lot of VRS to use here compared to Matt's. Matt's only got 15%, and look at Always AFK. Always AFK's got like 70% as she tries to go around the outside going into turn 3. And I think Matt is still down the inside line as she leaves enough space, but there's contact between the two. And Always AFK once again is going to fall down the order, because Poms to the win is going to try to take advantage of it. Poms to the inside line as he actually... Is he going to make the move? He does make the move, but Always AFK still to the outside line there. And she's going to have to fall behind. So Poms to win up into P9 as Ryan gets his first time penalty, but I don't think that really matters at the moment. But Always AFK down into... P10. Back up the order. We haven't seen this for in quite a while. We got Top Banter and Rain HC, but Alan Hugo's just shot off in the distance after that, 1.6 seconds ahead of Rain, as Top Banter is starting to catch up in that DRS. Rain hasn't got that DRS anymore from Alan Hugo, so Top Banter's got all the advantage there, as he's going to have another chance here. So basically these drivers have got 3 opportunities, so they've got one on the start finish straight, and then if they can't make it there, they'll just save it for the next straight, and then if they don't make it there, they save it for this straight. So Top Banter's going to try and take a 3rd chance at this at Rain, but he doesn't make that work. But Poms to the win is trying to make the move, and is that Matt once again around the outside going into turn 3. Poms to the win is still there, and he makes the move on the Alfa Romeo. So Matt is going to try get back into the slipstream. Poms goes defensive, and Matt has to try to go around the outside of Poms to the win as he does that. And there's a bit more contact, but Poms to the win makes the move stick. So Poms going up 2 positions in the space of 1 lap there, Jess. So Poms doing a really good job at the moment.
Yeah, he must have been saving quite a bit of his DRS and tyres in order to make those moves, and I think that's what's helped him a little bit there, and trying to be more conservative, and especially if you want to keep his tyre life and still have a bit more grip on those hard tyres towards at the end. Realistically, hards can go pretty much nearly the full distance, but Poms to the win just want to make sure he doesn't lose grip, and that is exactly what he's doing. Is that Matt is still applying the pressure though, whereas always AFK, she didn't apply that much pressure, but she is going to try it on Is That Matt once again. So it looks like they're going to battle once again. As always AFK, she was on the grass a little bit there. She's going to try and get the inside into turn 3. Poms to the win is going to enjoy this, as the more they battle, the more he can actually pull away from these lot. But always AFK didn't take the opportunity, and she stays P10. She's still in the points though. She's 23 seconds clear of Bazooka, so she's still going to add her points to the championship anyway. But Is That Matt done very well to defend that. But we also got Top Banter on Rain HC up front as well. So on these last few laps, it is crucial for these guys to really start pushing, but make sure their tyre wear doesn't degrade too much.
Yeah, so we've got 7 laps remaining of the Austrian Grand Prix. We've still got that battle between Top Banter, and Rain HC. As Top Banter's got the DRS once again, he's got the slipstream on Rain, but Rain just looks to be further ahead of Top Banter as they come into. Oh my god, they both go very wide there, missing the apex. They look like they took out the real life line there, missing the apex a little bit, going wide and then getting the better run. So Top Banter going into turn 4 still can't make the move there, so we'll have to wait another lap unless he can somehow make a move going into sector 3, as that's quite unlikely, because those sections and corners there are really tricky to battle. But Is That Matt again close to Poms to the win's gearbox? They're going into turn 3, but Poms is still going to hold on to that position as Matt gets very close to the Racing Point's gearbox there, as he locks up his front tyres and just about avoids that. As back up the order, Top Banter. Let's see where Top Banter's missing, losing time. So going on to the start finish straight, lap 30 out of 36. And this is where we normally see Rain actually ahead of Top Banter by quite a big margin. And there you can just see Rain gets like a really good exit there. We've got RBR and Master Berserk actually going side by side here. RBR has got the soft compound size, so he's going to actually blitz past Master Berserk there, going into turn 3, and there he goes, RBR up into position 5. But yeah, Rain gets a really good exit going out of the corners compared to Top Banter, so Top Banter just can't get past in all of that. So Rain up in still in P3.
Poms for the win. He's going for another position on Is That Matt. It's turn 3, and he's going to see if he could try and do it once again and try and gain position. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. That's probably Bazooka that's had a bit of an off, but Poms for the win. Yet again, he's defended that, and he is back up into position 8 where he's meant to be. But Is That Matt is still catching on Poms for the win. This is getting absolutely feisty. I think some of these guys are saving all their beam for the final few laps where it really does count. It's not over until the checker flag falls.
Yes, so Poms the win being put under pressure here. He is on 20 lap old hards, and Is That Matt is on 18 lap old hards, and then always FK is on 20 lap old hards. So those guys are very similar with a tyre life. Master Berserk with a 3-second time penalty. Top Banter, he's 2 tenths behind Rain HC going into the into turn 3, as Top Banter just can't get just can't get past. Top Banter just can't get past at all because he's not getting the better exit out of these two drivers. So he just needs to get a really good run, get close enough, and then he should be able to make the move with all that slipstream and the DRS that he's got on his side. I've just noticed that Master Berserk, RBR is 3.6 seconds behind these guys, and he's on the soft, so he's got 5 laps to try and catch up. And I don't know, he could be able to make a position on Top Banter if he catches up, because those soft compound tires should be a lot quicker than those hard compound tires. I'm going to quickly check the penalties while we haven't got a huge amount of battle at the moment. I'm not going to bother checking Ryan's because he's basically won this race already. And Hugo's got 1. Yeah, Ryan's got 1, and Hugo has 1, Rain has 1, Top Banter has 3, and RBR has 3 as well. Berserk has 4, Deathbro has 2, Poms has 1, Matt has 2, and Always AFK has 1. So 2.
Everyone has penalties.
So everyone basically has a penalty here. Always AFK is actually going to try and make the move on Is That Matt here, as she tries to go to the inside line going into turn 3. Late breaker between those two there, maybe very close to contact there. And yeah, Always AFK has to back out from that one. But Always AFK has been in a lot of battles, and unfortunately she hasn't been winning a lot of them. So yeah, bit unfortunate from her. We've seen her in a lot of battles recently. She went around the outside of Matt, I think it was. That was an incredible move. If she made that stick, that would have been definitely the best overtake I have seen of this game, because my word, that was literally incredible. But yeah, she's down at P10, so she's going to get 1 point if things stay the way they are. So Top Banter, once again, trying to catch up to Rain, but he's actually a lot closer than he was before, I think. So Top Banter's going to be gaining going into turn 3, as he still can't make the move going into there. So I'll have to wait a little bit longer. 3 laps remaining of the Austrian Grand Prix as we approach turn 4 with Top Banter and Rain, as Top Banter still can't get past Jess.
No, he can't. Or maybe he's one of those people where he doesn't want to get past yet, because he knows that if he does get past, he's going to be in a lot more pressure if he's ahead, if not behind. So I think what he wants to do is try and make the move on the last couple of laps, maybe the last lap maybe, so Rain doesn't have enough time to respond. And even though Top Banter is on older tyres, he's still catching up to Rain HC quite a lot. So maybe just waiting for that perfect moment, waiting until Rain can not apply the pressure a little bit more, and that's where he can gain. It's most of these guys are on only 1 penalty, so it's pretty much a battle for position. And RBR still on 3 seconds worth of penalties as well. I think Rain HC is going to be ahead of Top Banter anyway on track anyway, but I'm guessing Rain still wants the glory, Charlie, on track.
Yeah.
Not penalties.
Yeah, I think these guys just want to fight it right to the death, because these guys have actually been fighting for a long time here. And we remember the battle between these 3 at the start of the race. There's a battle here, Poms to the win, and Is That Matt once again as a yellow flag. I think that is Bazooka off at I don't know what he's doing there, to be honest, but Poms to the win, trying to get around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Is That Matt goes a little bit deep there, so, and he gets a little bit squirmy as well, so that means Poms will be able to get a better exit here. DRS enabled. He's gonna zoom past the Alfa Romeo of Matt, but he's still gonna have the outside line though, is he? No, because Matt actually goes back to the racing line as RBR's actually had a spin, and he's down into P6. What happened there?
I didn't see that. He's had another
spin. He's round once again, so that means Deathbird could actually be able to get past. He does so. Could Poms get past RBR too? RBR's just come out on track. He's going very slowly there. I think Poms actually, is he? Because RBR's going very slowly there. Look at this. Yeah, RBR to the pit lane. Has he got a puncture or something? I don't think
know.
He does.
Oh, he's out.
He's actually just straight up retired. So yeah, and he's gone. I honestly don't know what happened there. Yeah, but look at this battle still for P7. We've got Always Okay, Is That Matt, and Poms the win still going at it here on the penultimate lap of this Austrian Grand Prix. As Always AFK is going to try and go to the inside line of the Alfa Romeo. She breaks very late there, and she hits Poms there, and that means Poms has gone off And is the man going to take advantage there, but always okay, just braking so late there, too late, and causing an incident between those two. But to be honest, that's not actually the end of the world, because Matt and Poms are still basically there. If anything, always AFK. I'm not trying to be harsh, but she basically got what she deserved after breaking a little bit late there. She's 3.2 seconds behind now, so she won't be able to catch up with that battle. But looking back up the front, we got Top Banter and Rain HC. Actually, Top Banter is actually really close to Rain HC now, going into turn 3. Can he make the move onto the final lap? He is going to go down the inside of the Velo driver into turn 3. And is he going to get a better exit? He doesn't. Rain gets such a better exit compared to Rain HC. I don't know how, to be honest, but going into turn 4, Top Banter tries to go to the outside line, literally drifting through the final through turn 4, but he can't make the move there. And somehow Alan Hugo's actually gained to 6.2 seconds on Ryan. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I think Ryan's just gonna bring home another win here, as he's gonna come through the penultimate corner, through the final corner for New Zealand. Ryan again. He's going to bring home another win for Ferrari, and he's going to take the checker flag here in Austria for round 9. And Hugo is going to join him on the podium for P2 as Rain HC, and Top Banter is going to... Top Banter gets past Rain HC, and but Rain actually gets the position anyway. So Rain gets P3, Top Banter gets 4th, Master Berserk gets 5th, and I'm Deathblow and gets 6th. Master Berserk and Master Berserk gets 5th. Deathblow gets 6th, and Post to win. And Matt's still gonna have a fight here, coming through the final corner, penultimate corner, into the final corner. Can Poms the win get a better exit? He tries to go wide. He's got the DRS. He's gonna go side by side. Matt blocks it off, and Poms actually gets the position anyway. So Poms in 7th, Matt in 8th, and I think that was always okay in 9th, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah, what a race that was, Jess.
I enjoy that. It always brings out the classics, and Austria is definitely no different. This season has definitely been no different, but the man who we've always seen do well here is Ryan, and he's on the top step once again. He obviously didn't win this track last season because he joined midway through the season, so wherever he takes part in this track, he always does well, and he's put up a good fight, tried to conserve a little bit, and able to make the soft to medium strategy work, as Alan Hugo made that work as well. P2 able to hold off Rain HC and make that move earlier on. That really helped him there get the 2nd place on the podium, which means that he will stay P2 in this championship. Wow.
Yeah, but Ryan brings home the win, and look at all those penalties. But
everyone's got penalties,
yeah,
Charlie.
That's insane. Ryan is on 200 plus points already, and we're at round 9, so that is literally incredible. He could actually get to 400 points if he actually keeps going, because we're at round 9, and then we've got 21 races in this Formula 1 calendar, and yeah, he could actually get to 400 points if things stay the way they are, Jess. But
wow.
Yeah, Ryan brings home another win, and Hugo in 2nd. Rain finishes in 3rd position, Top Banter in 4th. And yeah, that was a very, very interesting race there. Definitely one of the best races of the season. Definitely a lot cleaner than last week, I think, Jess. I mean, Paul Ricard was a bit, definitely very entertaining, but driving standards wise, it was a bit, yeah. But I mean, today's race was definitely very fun to watch, and just a little bit unfortunate from Always AFK as well, that little incident that she had. I think she was very unfortunate today, because she made a great move on Matt, and then she had to let him through, and then accidentally hit Poms of the win there going into turn 3 after braking a little bit too late there. But yeah, that was a very, very interesting race. But thank you very much for joining us for the Austrian Grand Prix. Next up is me and Jess's home Grand Prix. It's the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, and that is definitely again one of my favorite tracks to drive and watch. Quite a few overtaking opportunities there, long straights for some DRS and bit of slipstream action there. But Jess, thank you for joining me in the commentary box once again. It was definitely a lot of fun commentating once again.
Thank you for having me, Charlie, and hopefully friends will be back in the commentary booth next week, and I'll be back behind the scenes again doing the camera work, so I will be back to my normal self next week.
Yeah, so thanks Jess for doing all the camera work and commentary, and thank you all for joining us for the Austrian Grand Prix. Next week is the British Grand Prix. Make sure you check out all the European streams, the American streams later on today. I can't remember at all, but you know what? I think I've said it enough times.
Go on, Jess. Okay, so we've got the PS4 F1 at 7 o'clock. We've got PC F1 at 8 o'clock. We've got Xbox One F1 at 9 o'clock. And then we've got all other stream tiers, which is F2 and F3 for PC and PS4 at 8. And all other non-stream tiers at 8 o'clock as well. And then we've got the America Leagues at 1 a.m. if you are European and want to stay up that late. But we'll see anyway.
Yeah, but thank you, Jess, for joining me in the commentary box. Thank you for watching the stream, and we'll see you all next week for the British Grand Prix. Goodbye.